a sprained foot out in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I guess.
I don't know. I don't know how long he's out. He'll be back. It's all intact. It's not anything that I think's long term or anything like that.
Do you think CV is at a point where he's ready to be the backup if needed?
No, I think Paul Tyson would be the backup right now. CV is coming, but Paul's a fifth-year guy. He's got a lot of knowledge. 3 years at Alabama, a year at Arizona State. He's been exposed to a lot. He would just knowledge-wise, kind of be the bridge guy right now. But CV definitely, if we had some type of long-term deal, then yeah. I mean, if something happened to Cade or something like that, then then that changes everything when it comes to CV. But just as the next guy, what we're trying to do, that's what we brought Paul here for, because we want to try to hold CV if we can. So it would probably take something to happen in Cade to change that. We feel good about Hunter. We feel good about Paul. Paul, I didn't get to see him, in the spring. And, he's a very knowledgeable guy. He doesn't run quite like, he and Hunter are similar. He doesn't run like Cade, he doesn't run like CV, but, he's got a good understanding. He knows when to get rid of the ball. Again, just real good command of what we're doing, So, I mean, he's really glad we got him. And I'll tell you, Trent Pierman, he probably had the best drive of the day today. I thought he really kind of sparked the offense. And he's just a kid that's got some moxie. That's the best thing I can say. He's just got a little moxie. He's got a little just gamesmanship to him, and you just kind of go, well, there's Pierman. He just makes some plays, and he did that all through high school. He's getting better. So we'll get Hunter back, sooner than later. And I hate Hunter's not healthy because I really wanted to see him and Paul kind of compete. But it's also been good because Hunter got the spring, Paul didn't. So now Paul's been able to get all this work. So we hopefully can come out of this thing feeling really good about those three guys with our plan of trying to hold CV. And again, something happened to Cade, that'd probably change things.
How did Cade perform today?
Did good. He had one bad play, and it was really more, I'd say, a good play by the defense. They had a great call, and it was zone blitz, and he just didn't see the end dropping. Denoff got him one. But, man, Cade did a nice day. He's just very steady, man. He's a high-energy guy, and you always feel like you got a chance when he's out there on the field. Made some beautiful throws, some really, really beautiful throws. Made a couple of nice plays where he extended the play. He's in a really good place mentally, and physically. But he certainly had a couple he'd like to have back. But overall, solid first day.
Peter Woods as dominant today as he was in the spring game?
I don't think so. I think it was competitive on both sides. The guy to me today was Xavier Thomas. He was a problem, that's good to see him. Maskell. I saw Maskell. Maskell made a couple of plays, flashed. We held Root today. He'll scrimmage on Wednesday. We got some guys that have played a lot of snaps. We played Putnam, but we limited his reps today. Some of our high career snap guys, we're trying to be smart with those guys, between this day and Wednesday. So Rook he'll get a lot of work on Wednesday, and Tyler Davis will probably, drink a lot of Gatorade. So we're just kind of mixing and matching a little bit from a vet standpoint. Some of these guys, that I know are ready to go play. We've gotten them enough work, enough live work to make sure they're sharp. But we've got a lot of guys. We only take 80 to do, so we got a lot of guys we've got to really evaluate and make some decisions on.
Special teams,
Robert was awesome. He's been great all week. I mean, he hit one yesterday that was to win the national championship. That was we didn't even have a goalpost. So I said we got to kick it over the camera guy in the tower, and the camera guy in the tower couldn't even touch it. It went over his head, right over the middle of the tower. It was unbelievable. Good from 70. So we're starting to gain some confidence. Don't be surprised if we line up from 70 at some point. I mean, it's amazing. He hit one from 60 today, and really kind of sparked it. So he's had a really good camp. He's in a really good spot. Really pleased with just our whole battery and the operation right there. We're starting to really settle in. And then actually Aiden's leg's a little sore last day, so we actually held him today, which is also good. He's had a good camp and really gave Jack some more work, and I'm pleased with Jack. He and Brody, both those guys. You know, Brody's starting to come on, and we got a little competition there, so it's good to see a third guy kind of emerge. And man, I'm pleased with Jack. I mean, I think he's going to be a really, really good one. So he got a chance to get most of the work today, and kind of Aiden had that day as well.
How about Cole Turner?
Really good, huge play down the sideline. I had 2 or 3. I think he was the lead receiver. Maybe him and Brenny. He had about 4 catches or so. I think Adam had three catches. We spread the ball really all over. We had a bunch of guys touch it, which is going to happen in what we're doing. I mean, a lot of people are going to touch the ball. Biggest thing with Cole is I want him to be a difference maker without the ball. You know, I mean, you got to impact. If you're going to be a great wideout, you got to impact the game when you don't have the ball. He missed a big block. And on the screen, and got a guy blown up. And then we had Bo had a hold in on a huge play by Maffa. We had Noble had a hold in on a touchdown by Dominique. And so those are losing the Clemson type plays. You know, so things we can clean up. Again, you know, we've got to get our job done without the ball as well. But, you know, first scrimmage, again, it'll be an opportunity for them to study the tape and learn from it.
Any of those freshman receivers stand out in the first game?
Same guys. I mean, you know, Noble, Tink, and Tyler are really in a good spot. Ronan has flashed. He's made some really good competitive plays. But he's probably got the most to learn. You know, and he's at his position. But I feel really, really good about the progress Noble's made. He's had a couple of pretty good days together. They can slow it down a little because you know y'all heard me say. I mean, it's Bo, it's Antonio, it's Adam and Cole, and it's Speck. You know, those are 5 guys that we feel like we can go play anybody with, and so it's about really developing some elite depth after that, and hopefully not having to start any of these guys. You know, which we ended up having to do the last couple of years. We had to start Bo before he was really ready to start. We had to start Antonio. We've had to do that a little bit. With injuries and stuff, so hopefully we can stay healthy and really, bring these guys along at the proper pace and develop some elite depth. But man, Brown had a big play today. Myson is just a natural football. He's a baller. Kid's a baller. He's got no fear. I'm really, really glad we got those 2 kids. And then Noble is a big body dude that has made progress since the spring. But again. We don't have to start those guys right now, and so we just need them to really develop into the depth players that we need, and then hopefully if we needed them mid-season or later, they'll be ready for more. So not disappointed with anybody. It's a really good group, and then maybe we'll get Stellato out there next week. Who knows? So let me tell you, that kid can play, but I'm tired of talking about him. He can play. There's no doubt about it. It's just a matter of he's just got to be on the field. He can't play if he ain't on the field. And it's not that he doesn't want to be on the field. It's just it's been a rough couple of years for him. But hopefully he's back sooner than later, and he can compete. If he gets back, he can compete with anybody out there. So that's a positive. But as far as kind of that core group, we're in a really good spot, chemistry-wise, knowledge-wise, and I think headed in the right direction.
Is Spector back practicing? It's always in yellow. Spec.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's in yellow. He got a quad contusion. Got hit right in the thigh. So he's been nursing that this past week.
Speaking of health, how was everything overall?
Pretty good. I mean, I didn't. I know we had 2 or 3 guys go down, but I think most everybody was, okay. We'll see when we get in there. 2 or 3 of the guys that went out came back and continued scrimmaging, got resurrected, so they came back, and I think we had maybe 1 guy that I got to check on. He looked like might have been a little more involved, but nobody came to me, so That's usually a good sign, but I won't wait till I get in there.
On the Cade on Cade play, was it
The what?
The Cade on Cade?
Cade?
Denhoff.
Oh.
Was that a fumble, a pick, or
It's a pick.
sack?
It's a pick. They had a zone pressure call, and just kind of fooled us a little bit. And Denhoff he dropped into a hook zone, and Cade just didn't see it. It was just a good call. The quarterback Cade didn't see it, and it was just a good call, and but a heck of a catch. That was the best part out of it. It wasn't just a PBU. It was a catch. A lot of good things, man. Guys flashing out there. I tell you, Hoffler and Ojebwe, super excited about them two dudes. They're flashing. They're flashing. I'm really excited about that. Hoffler's a big old body kid. Just needs to wrap up a little bit better. Strozier, Avion, Shelton. I mean, we really pleased. Strozier had a nice takeaway on an offside penalty, free play, throw it up, and went up, not pointed the ball. Man, Jay Lou had the play of the day. Big blow up. I mean, absolute blow up at the point of attack, and it's good to see him. Really, last couple of days, I know Jay Lou's put a couple of good days together. D. Creighton's a guy that's flashing, showing we're trying to really develop some depth there, kind of forcing the issue. We feel pretty good about 54-0. So, we're going to have them game ready, but we got to really force the issue at that position. And it's good to see some of those guys. Kobe's coming on, so starting to. Woodaz had a great play and competitive play. He and Brenny one-on-one today. So there's a lot of good things on both sides of the ball. It's just a very competitive day, which is a good sign for the first scrimmage.
You mentioned Hoffler and Ojebwe. How much did they close the gap with someone like T.J. Parker was here in the spring?
TJ's still ahead. TJ's just he's definitely TJ is competing with XT and Maskell, and I'm super pleased with those two guys. But TJ's he's right there. I mean, he's going to be a great football player, man. He's got the right mentality, the right toughness, the right heart. He really understands. Ojebwe and Hoffler are just building that foundation, but just naturally gifted. I mean, you're not going to ever probably sign a guy stronger than David Ojebwe. This kid is just naturally gifted. He cares. It's important to him. And then Hoffler, he is a big-bodied kid. He might be as good a pass rusher, just pure pass rusher as we have. Just technically. He's still got a lot to do in the run game and things, and then Ojebwe, he's as good a run guy as you got. And he's developing on the pass stuff. So just two good young prospects that, man, we hit on, and I think they're going to be able to help us to build some depth there. Feel good about Denhoff, feel good about TJ, feel good about Zaire and the progress he's made, feel really good about Armand, feel good about Jaheim. I think we're developing some good functional depth there to, the totality of the season. Those guys will have a chance to help us, and not just at position players, but special teams. These are a lot of guys, special teams body type guys that are athletic and can run and can really fill a need for us there.
Toriano, you got a lot of experience last year. You've seen him kind of take that next step.
Yeah, it's just steady. He's just steady, just very steady. About his business. You can count on him.
Talk about forcing the issue at linebacker, but Woodaz, are you cross-training him a little bit? Would you feel comfortable with him in an inside position?
Sure. Oh yeah. He's cross-training. He can play Mike Amwell. Certainly can go play Nickel Sam, but he's definitely got to be the guy. If somebody's toenail falls off, it's got to be Woodaz, and he's got to be ready. And if it means him bumping the wheel, or if it means Barrett moving, whatever, we got to have the ability to do that. And Woodaz gives us that flexibility. We're really, really fortunate because we've got, I think, 3 elite players, high-level players that can you're not going to have a lot of drop-off. Those guys can play, and that's a really, really good situation for us. As we bring D along, Kobe's made a lot of progress. Feel good about where he's headed. Jamal, so we're bringing those guys along, and then got a couple of walk-on guys, Doolittle and Fletcher Cothran, that are pretty good athletes, big strong kids that can hopefully be those special teams bodies that we need, and kind of the 7th, 8th guy type guy.
Coach, the new clock rules obviously won't affect the 2-minute drill, but will affect the 4-minute drill. How do you see the changes affecting the game?
You know, I don't know if it'll be that big a deal. I mean, I think it's fine. You know, they especially with, they usually, the tempo offenses and things, a lot of they, you know, they move the chains pretty quick. I mean, it's a couple of seconds here or there, and they usually get it started when those chains are moved. But now you don't have to worry about that. It just keeps going. So it'll be a little bit, probably, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes or so. I don't know, on the broadcast. But you know, it's I think it's a good rule, good change. I'm glad they left it the way they did in the 2-minute situation. That's a good compromise.
Probably won't impact clock management very much, though.
No, the biggest thing is to change your 4-minute. You know, changes that a little bit. You know, that's a little different, regardless if whether you're on the offensive side or the defensive side. You know, maybe how you manage that little part, but the 2-minute will be the same.
I guess now that you have a handful of practices and a scrimmage, what's the timeline for figuring out the offensive line? Tristan, whether he's the left tackle.
Yeah, well, that's what that's what we just talked about. And I'm really encouraged by those guys up front. And we limited Putnam today. Tate, same thing. He was out today. He'll be back Monday. So he'll scrimmage Wednesday. But I think we've got legit. I think we have 8 guys that can start. That I think are in the mix to start. And that's a really good thing. You know, I'm really excited about that. And then I think we've got a 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th guy that I got no problem playing. I probably wouldn't put them all in at one time, but I would have no problem playing any of those 4 guys in any course, at any point in the game. And it's been a while, so I'm really excited about, you know, what we got up front. Thomas has done an amazing job. I mean, I think we've recruited well. I think these guys have developed, and you know, and again, just got Putnam. It's going to be heading out of here, so it's a really good group. We're trying to cross train a few guys, mix and match some guys. Feel good about our center position, and you know, we'll see. But we got to see this tape, and then. You know, we'll put it all together again on Wednesday. We got a situational day. We'll be back out here Monday. It'll be all situational, all thud. We'll have a couple, maybe 8 live plays on the day, and that's it. So it's all, you know, on your feet type day, but another good situational day to evaluate, and then put it all together again on Wednesday. And then we'll take Friday, and then we'll have another practice Thursday, and then we'll take Friday and Saturday and regroup. Sunday, get back together, meetings, and then, you know, kind of get our plan ready to go. We'll work Sunday night on Charleston Southern and Monday on Charleston Southern. And we'll put 2 days in the bank on those guys because obviously we have a really short week, and you know, it takes a lot to get a team ready to play. You know, just roll the ball out there. So we're going to put a couple days in just to base stuff, and then you know, Tuesday have maybe a little bit of live, and then we'll be all Duke from that point when they start the school that Wednesday. So you know, I'd like to have it sooner than later, but we still got a lot of evaluating. But the good news is you know, I think I don't see a situation where whoever these 8 guys are, I don't see a situation where they all don't go play. So it might be a game or 2 before we really can say, hey, this is our best combination, especially when you only got 2 scrimmages.
You talked a lot about the D+ hire article from ESPN back when you first got hired. Now that you're in year 15, you're right on the verge of the all-time wins record.
I'm
here.
almost a C-.
Let's talk about how that's fueled you.
Moving up.
That's still in your office, right? How has that kind of fueled you since you saw that?
Yeah, it's in my office. Yeah, that's in my office. But also, you know, right beside that is you know, the reminder is, it's as a man thinketh, so am I. You know, it's not as other people saith, so am I, if you will. You know, I think, and that's a foundational principle for everybody. You know, to live your life from the inside out. You know, and I mean, we limit ourselves in life by how we think and by living our life from the outside in. And I know who I am, and just thankful to still be here. Going on year 15, my 15th full year, and it's just a good reminder to me to live my life from the inside out, and to make sure that you never let outside expectations, outside noise become greater than your inside purpose and your inside beliefs. Stay focused on what you control and what matters. So it's a good reminder to me every single day, where I came from.